I know you guys remember this line. Now yous can't leave. You remember that, right? It's my favorite line from a Bronx tale. Well, it was actually also the latest measure used by Chinese officials. You see, they put the clamps on the market, and they're prohibiting big shareholders from leaving the market. That's right. You cannot sell. And again, if you do that, well, how do stocks move? Well, you sort of have a balance in buying and selling. You take away the selling, and guess what happens? Today, the Chinese market was up 6%. So they've locked the sellers in the basement. In fact, we heard they're even threatening to arrest some of these guys. So American investors, they cheered. Shaw, you've been short China. What do you make of it?
I hate to call this as ugly as it is, but it's sort of like a roach motel. You can check it, but you're never going to get out. And this is what the Chinese market has come to all of a sudden. Talk about manipulation. I think it's just going to eviscerate all confidence in the capital markets there, which is a huge problem for China's economy because China's economy is overburdened with debt.
Hold on 1 second, Shaw. So if they let the market crash, that will eviscerate confidence in the economy. If they keep and prop it up, that's going to eviscerate confidence in the economy. Looks like the communists are in a no-win situation.
It is a no-win situation. This is what's happened. Don't forget, in 2008, when the restrictions were put on the market here in short sellers, as soon as those restrictions were taken off, the markets went down lower. So I don't think that what they've done, the manipulation they've done to prop the market up temporarily, is going to do anything in the long run. Sellers are still going to want to get out. There are people that have been badly hurt. There are people that have to make margin calls, and they're going to have to sell equities. So just by cordoning off the marketplace and saying you can't sell, and folks that have a 5% or greater position have to stay in for at least 6 months or you're going to jail, this is not the way to run a free market as it's supposed to be. So I think this is devastating for not just the economy, but for the country itself, because this is we're going to find out now if there's going to be social unrest. There's a lot of people who've been badly hurt here,
right.
and the economy is just the first step.
All right, well, listen, we've been promised the implosion of China for a long time. Maybe it will, maybe it won't happen on our watch. Certainly 6 months is a long time to keep someone from not being able to sell their equity. Nicole, individual investors, you've got an amazing pulse on them through all the trading that you guys handle. I know they're going with volatility. They're not really buying the Chinese stocks that much, but are they feeding off of the news there?
They're more concerned about China than they are Greece. And we were just talking about the selling restrictions that have been imposed. Well, I was reading today that 80% of the transactional volume in China is individual investors. And these are people who have, been trading on margin. And now they've just opened up where there's now more margin for investors to use. So that's basically saying, I know you're down 15% already on securities that you've bought on margin. Here's more margin. Get out there and buy the dip. I'm kind of scratching my head.
There's a lot more individual investors. We talked about that a lot in the show in China. But if you look at the net worth of a lot of Chinese people, majority of it is in cash. I mean, so even if the market gets pulling back like this, it's not going to destroy the economy. So to me, this is okay. And keep in mind where the market was.
But isn't that a problem, though? Isn't that one of the main problems between the gray areas of their economy and people sitting on cash? Isn't that one of the reasons China's having these problems? No one trusts the country enough to go out there and buy or make investments other than a quick trade in the market.
See, I'm going to look at, yes, maybe in the short term. Long term, I'm going to take the other view. Longer term, I think, China's trying to create demand domestically. And I think with all that cash sitting there, you have to create confidence, which you're losing. But once they do, that will prop up the economy.
You bought the dip yesterday at the close. What if you came in today and they say you can't take profits or you can't make a trade for 6 months?
I wouldn't be happy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be happy.
Would you ever get involved? Would you ever invest in the market again?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Even with those kind of...
Absolutely. Because
you have a little Chinese in you, man.
Because I think there are other opportunities. And we talk about cash, them being a lot. What about this country? How many people are sitting on cash still in this country?
Yeah.
How many people have watched the market do what it's done and said, I'm not going in, I'm not going in, I'm not going in? All of a sudden now it's at a teetering point. How much higher is it going to go? And you're sitting on this pile of cash still.
Right.
Are we going to be any different than where the
bottom line is free markets have to be free markets. And, these
It's not a free market. We just found that out.
Yeah. Well, and the communists are trying to make it some facsimile thereof, but they blink big time.